Welcome to the third episode of the AvP2 News Podcast. Something spooky has begun consuming the AvP2 community over the past few months. A player named Mantos from the AFK clan has been AFK for a whole month straight and counting. He only plays on primal hunt servers. Mantos is the current world record holder for the longest running AFK time. It is the longest in an AvP2 session ever in the year 2022. This amazing feat is possible due to the stability of the AvP2 MSP servers, which continue to run. The mystery of Mantos has rocked the AvP2 community to its very core in recent months. Not much is known or to be known about this unknown player. It starts with his name, Mantos AFK. Players have argued that AFK is a clan where the letter insigniate away from keyboard. This acronym was common in internet slang. It started in the 1990s as a form of expressing chat room etiquette. It went on to become very popular in online games. Players would indicate that they were AFK or away from keyboard. This meant that there would be no activity coming from their player until they returned. Other players argued that the server mod was renaming Mantos to designate that he is AFK, since the server detected no activity from him. This feature helps other players make a clearer decision as to whether they should join a server or not. Especially since the player is not there, then there would really be no one to play with. Regardless, the mysterious Mantos has captivated the AvP2 community. Players began suspecting who they think it may actually be. AvP2 has long stood as a safe harbor for sock puppeteers, considering you only need to click the player tab to change your name to anything you can imagine. It is very common behavior for the AvP2 community culture to sniff out sock puppets, because, well, it is pretty obvious who the sock puppet is when the puppet squawks on and on about how highly skilled someone is with the railgun, and how his eliteness is just not well understood by others, and how that band player didn't even think he was glitching, he had thought that he was still inside the map, in a perfectly legit hiding spot, or how despite all of those horrible things that the player said, they're a really nice and down-to-earth person and they should be forgiven and unbanned. Anyways, conspiracies permeated the Discord. Was it a subplint? Was it the return of the illustrious leader of Zeta Hive? Could it be a click greaser? Are they simply an advertising agent, demonstrating to all the sheer stability of that primal hunt all-weapons server, which is humming along as the earth spins with no crashes? Is it a ghost player from the distant past of AvP2? A player that was fragged so much he haunts the halls of Origa looking for his revenge? Is Mantos a glitch player? Someone without any real physical form, simply a mashing of the bits, a decoy, a dud, a being with no corporeal home, a being that the server and software cannot exist without? Could it be XMX himself? Well, we don't have answers for you tonight because we haven't got a single clue. We can tell you that we, and the whole community, are tracking the Mantos situation diligently. The community has taken up a liking to the dormant player. Players visit Mantos for some good luck. They stop by and tell him their secrets and feelings. Some visit him in the empty server to meditate next to him or her. Other players are just glad to see that he is still there, letting that server know that he's got AvP2 running, and there's nothing stopping that, not even an absence at the keyboard or Microsoft Windows updates. Some players have asked Mantos for deep personal advice, and yet somehow leave the server in full enlightenment, despite having never received a response in either a message nor player movement. So, despite having no answers today, we can tell you that Mantos has been keeping his AvP2 Primal Hunt session running for over a month now on the all-weapons server. An all-weapons server, yet another controversial topic. Let's move on. Wait. What's this? Hold on for a moment. We are getting some breaking news right now as we're airing this. Okay, I understand. Ladies and gentlemen, I regret to inform you that Mantos is no longer on an AvP2 server. There are 73 AvP2 servers online, with 0 players. This confirms that Mantos is no longer playing AvP2. Wait, a fresh new report is incoming. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, okay then. Ladies and gentlemen, I have great news to share with you. Mantos is once again live on an AvP2 Primal Hunt server. Mantos is playing or while occupying the AvP Unknown UK19 Classic Team Deathmatch Primal Hunt server. This breaking news has the community completely in a stir. We will continue to report as the situation changes. For now, we will move on to our next story. A Monolith developer, Ben Coleman, found a backup disk from 1998 that contained a snapshot of his Blood 2 development files. The treasure trove contained so many different versions of source files for various Blood 2 maps. Ben was a level designer that worked for Monolith for many years. Blood 2, The Chosen, was an early title released by Monolith Productions. It was a sequel to Monolith's first hit, Blood. It was also one of the first shipped games on the Lithtech engine, along with its sister game, Shogo. Both are Lithtech version 1.0 titles. For context, Aliens vs. Predator 2 runs on the Lithtech Talon engine. The game dev treasure trove excited many fans, however, the contents were not distributed. YouTubers, GoreCast, have been streaming Aliens vs. Predator 2 online matches in January. The crew had lots of fun in the bloodbaths between aliens, predators, and marines. The stream showed off the typical weekend bloodbaths that happen these days, especially on fully packed 16-player servers. GoreCast struggled to fight back the likes of KG, Winter, and Heartless No Names. Check out GoreCast's stream, the link is in the description below. Speedrunners have begun invading the Aliens vs. Predator 2 community. It was recently announced that ComWeitSeit completed the Alien campaign in 15 minutes and 7 seconds. This has defeated the previous Monolith speedrun board world record that was set by Skedron. Skedron's original 2019 record was 15 minutes and 11 seconds to beat the Alien drone campaign. The speedrunners are actively sniffing out strategies and techniques to break some records. Speedrunning streams are popping up each week. Lately, the speedrunners have been taking aim at the Predator campaign. The one from Lith FAQ is working on an auto-splitter for the speedrunners. Celtic Stronghold news. LeCelticant released a new version of his Celtic Stronghold map. The new version 3.5.4 is ready for players to download. Some changes include the big door in front of the command center can now be destroyed. The level design has been simplified for better frame rates, especially around inside the cave. An alternative path is extended that leads to the Nostromo landscape. A fence has been put up in order to prevent players from jumping down the cave so that they can avoid the long route. Door damage hit points have been tuned for better gameplay flow. ChargieBoy released a Celtic Stronghold video in January. Be sure to download the latest version of Celtic Stronghold so that you can play online without issues. The new year, 2022, has started off with a bang of full AvP2 servers packed with 16 players, including the often stubborn AvP and Overrun multiplayer servers. In a way, the AvP and Overrun servers are getting more love than ever before in the year 2022, even on custom maps. It is a great sight to still see players online consistently for this 20-year-old game. Be sure not to miss the fun and get online with the master server patch. King Kenny found a hidden Easter egg in the skirmish map, Valley of Death. The Easter egg remained hidden for over a year until Kenny found it. He recorded his finding and shared it with the world. Go ahead and see for yourself. We don't want to spoil anything. Legend has it that the Easter egg is simply unlocked by killing the 3 alien queens in the Valley of Death. Although, there is a catch. It only has a 1 out of 3 chance of unlocking, otherwise only the level's exit door will unlock. King Kenny is working on a new Spanish translation for Aliens vs. Predator 2. Rumors have it that there will be new voice actor dubbing for the game's dialogue lines. Menus and game messages will be translated, especially new game messages that appear in master server patch settings and multiplayer matches. King Kenny mentioned that it will be done when it is done, so stay tuned. Spyder is building out new features in his easy installer to allow more ease of use for configuring AvP2 multiplayer servers. The new feature is called the Server Builder. It should make it easier to configure multiple AvP2 servers. Configuring servers can be the bane of a new server admin's existence, since hard-to-spot syntax errors in the config file can cost a lot of troubleshooting time in order to make the server right. Stay tuned to hear about the release of Spyder's Server Builder. Ghostrider has been posting some haunting sights. One haunting was some kind of poltergeist that kept exploding debris in front of him down in the London sewer on an AvP mission. Ghostrider showed another video of another haunting on the Celtic Stronghold server. A hairy pred alien almost killed him if it weren't for his quick thinking by blockading the door. This was one of the scariest hauntings that Ghostrider captured. Harrison had werewolf-like abilities, thanks to actually being an alien player that somehow possessed Harrison's body. We caught glimpses of Harrison pouncing down the hallway hallway and attempting to rip apart a barricade in the Celtic stronghold. It is still unknown whether Ghostrider survived this encounter, but sources say that he's alright. Microsoft has acquired Activision Blizzard in a multi-billion-dollar deal. A former Monolith developer commented that he assumes 65 of the 68 billions were exclusively to acquire the No One Lives Forever intellectual property rights. No One Lives Forever, released in 2000, is somewhat of a sister game to Aliens vs. Predator 2, which was released in 2001. Both games were developed by Monolith Productions, and they use different, but similar versions of the Lithtech game engine. Fans of the operative No One Lives Forever have been waiting for decades for a good re-release of one of their favorite games. The game appears to be a victim of being locked away indefinitely due to having multiple rights holders. Each rights holder owns specific portions of the properties, and the different parties seem uninterested or unable to flesh out these matters. Unfortunately, this issue plagues a lot of Monolith's titles, like Aliens vs. Predator 2. Could it possibly be true that No One Lives Forever gets a re-release on new platforms? And could it possibly be lead to Aliens vs. Predator 2 getting a re-release as well? We don't know, but we hope you enjoyed this new episode of the AvP2 News Podcast. Please like and subscribe to get notified of new episodes.